just put the finishing touches on an 18-hole miniature golf, naturally themed miniature golf on Quadra Island. Has a theme to it, has a feel to it. It is called Enchanted Woods, Quadra Island Miniature Golf. A couple of marine poles on the course, logical placing for the rule sign. Welcome to the first hole, a par 3, which meanders down the hill. And if you get it into the very difficult first hole, about 8 out of 10 times you get a hole-in-one. But if you miss, it meanders down the slope, and you're probably facing a 2 or a 3. So that's a par 3. Welcome to the second hole, straightaway par 2, designed to put the focus on 2 of the driftwood creations that were created for the course. The theme is Enchanted Woods. These are 2 sort of fairy tale creatures that are going to have a storyboard that paint the picture for you and welcome you to the course and send you off into Enchanted Woods. So these were designed by Alex Whitcomb of Drifted Creations, a local Quadra Island artist, and very talented to say the least. This wolf actually looks alive, in my opinion. Welcome to the third hole, par 3. You have definitely a water hazard at the bottom, but the idea is to play up the hill, and you have the very wide open, easy route that is hard to make a 1, and then you have kind of the narrow chute, which gives you more of a chance to make a 1. But there's actually several ways you can play this hole, and the narrow route might not be the way to play it long term. I haven't decided yet, so still got some figuring to do on that one. Sort of down the rustic deer trail. I was thinking of keeping that organic, but we went concrete instead. To the fourth hole, which is a straightaway par 2. We found sort of this boulder that had broken in half during construction and thought that might be a logical way to play the hole through the broken boulder. So there's a good look at number 4. Now number 5, I just recently learned what a back eddy is in fishing. We're not going to try to explain it to you, but this one's called back eddy. It has some marine poles. Quadra Island is, I think, traditionally a fishing town, so it's a very fitting name. You go up and you go around and you kind of hope for the best. But playing it a few times, there is 1 or 2 bricks that if you just kiss, might help you increase your chances of making a 1. Welcome to the 6th hole, on par 3. Very narrow entranceway through the rock. This was Chad Doolittle's doing, this boulder placement, which I think that flat top rock is my favorite on the course. There are a few to choose from, as you can see. And then if you hit it too far down that slope, you're in the water. Uh-oh, trouble. Put a little bit of the water at the bottom of the course to kind of pay homage to the creek that's down here. And then up the meandering path to hole number 7. Straightaway par 2, but perhaps more uphill than it looks from the picture. You have a little bit of rough there, so you can't kind of cheat and go straight at it. You have to come up wide left, and it actually kind of bowls around, and you can sneak one in the back door. So that's number 7. Pretty hole. You see the rough there. It's Nice complement in height and color to the putting turf. And you have number 8, the par 2. I think every hole needs 1 or 2 simple little holes. My secret to this hole is it's just an outside left edge putt through the water, but I have seen in the early stages people bank it and make a 1 as well. Number 8 will be a segue into the story of this fellow, Blackthorn, the Dark Forest Wizard, which is definitely the feature driftwood piece of the golf course. As you can see, his staff with the magical orb atop. You can see the detail on this fellow. And as dark as you may think he is here to help you reach your highest potential. He may challenge you in interesting ways. He may use his magic against you, but he's just challenging you so that you can be your best self, your best golfer, your best golfer self. Welcome to number 9. There's another vantage point of number 1, fun hole down the hill. Number 9, straight away with a sort of a bunker boulder feature on the left. This is a foot outside the right edge. Strong uphill putt gets you to where you need to be, which is, of course, in the hole. And that is the front 9. So the front 9 brings you kind of back to a plaza area at the top, where once we get to 18, you'll see that it might be important for people in groups ahead to stand around and cheer you on or cheer against, or however they may feel. But kind of a quick look at 18 with our Dark Wizard Blackthorn sitting in the backdrop, wanting you to do your best, but challenging you. This is Ronnie's Walk. It was an important feature for me because for the kids of the game, it brings them close to the first tee. My first introduction to golf was miniature golf, and I want this to be a natural segue, an onboarding, if you will, to the larger game, which, in my opinion, is an amazing game. Can't really see down the first fairway, but there's quite a view down there. Hitting a ball as far and straight as you can in nature is fun, and miniature golf, I think, can be a perfect segue. Anyway, I'm done selling that idea. But number 10, an easy one to start off the back 9. You've just had time to contemplate your front 9 through Ronnie's Walk, enjoy the Blackthorn driftwood creation. I'm going to give you an easy one. It's outside right edge by about a cup, but if you pull it, you're down a slope that the camera doesn't really pick up, but you're kind of in a no-go zone down there. And if you push it, then you've made a 2 on a hole that perhaps you could make a 1 on. But anyway, I like simple holes. Number 11, par 3, not a simple hole. Longest hole on the course, meanders down, actually quite challenging to find the right line and the right angles to get down into the scoring zone, if you will. Oh, little sneak peek at Cascadia, the West Coast Griffin. She is here to encourage you to summon strength needed to play boldly, to have fun, to be courageous. She is half eagle, half cougar, and another amazing creation from Drifted Creations on Quadra Island. We're going to end up putting some beach rock down at the feet there, cover up the gravel, but you get the idea. Cascadia, looking at the 11th. Putting the pressure on you. Then to number 12, par 2. My secret line is straight through the bunker. Shh, don't tell anybody, but that's the way. If you don't hit it hard enough, it's actually quite deep. Camera doesn't do it justice. You hit it too hard, you're gonna hit the bank and come back in. You hit it too light, you're gonna stay in. Very tricky shot. You can play out to the left and make your 2, but what is the fun in that, really? And to number 13, the first hole we built, which was tough. The first hole is always tough. We chose lucky number 13, but this is a tricky play, kind of left to righter through the boulders and straightens out after that. Or you can take the safe road down the right side, ride the rails, and try and make your 2. Just try and give a bigger vantage point to the lower half of the course, which obviously the Griffin is a feature, is the feature. The marine poles are nice too, but I wanted it to be a kind of a fun meandering walk with, you know, golf involved, and I think we accomplished that. I think it's a nice, fun, meandering stroll through the woods until you hit the difficult 14th, par 3, where the challenging shot, but the most rewarding shot, is the bank shot off the boulder, which may or may not have taken several tries and hours to angle properly so that you might have a chance at making a hole-in-one. Cascadia wants you to do it. I want you to do it. There's the 14th. Number 15, par 2, long, big, sweeping par 2. Don't get sucked in by the bunker. It has a gravitational force. It will suck you in. You play wide left, and the ideal line is side door. Big side door swinger, which might be my favorite putt on the course. People, I think, like to see more mini golfy things sometimes, but I know I'm not alone when you can just create a really hard swinging putt and make it a great hole. Number 16, by the way, how about that old growth stump? There was another tree growing on top of it. It was a fall hazard, but definitely just the centerpiece of the entire course. An incredible feature, which designed 3 holes around. 16, par 3, quite steep up the slope. Again, camera doesn't really do it justice. If you're feeling nervy and you do the classic decel, you're coming back to the start. And if you spaz out a little, you're in the bunker. Kind of a flowy S-turn bunker styling there, kind of a yin and yang sort of thing, which was fun. And then, yeah, around the stump to the hole, which we've only named 2 holes. This is the other hole that has a name, and it's called Tres Hombres, for 3 friends, the Boulders. And Chad Doolittle from Quadra Landscape, talented man who is the reason for this course exceeding all expectations, named this hole and dropped that boulder in. The only thing I had to do was cut turf around it, which was not fun. Again, the rough, a nice sort of compliment, and it makes taking the high road a bit difficult. This is the 17th, but you can either play sort of a hard putt at the rock and it'll bend and go in, or I've tried this a few times, if you kind of get it through there, it will take a steeper slope and go in almost every time that I've seen it. So I haven't decided which way I want to play this hole yet, but and then you get to the 18th, which is my favorite hole because you have to really hit a strong putt. You have to hit a strong, accurate putt, a perfect weight, or else the wizard will not be happy. He really wants you to kind of summon the courage of the griffin, or the magic that he is gifting you, and he wants you to be your best golf self and smash it up there. And it is gonna be a hard breaker off this mound to the top of the ridge, and then it's gonna die in side door if you hit it perfect. But if you don't hit it perfect, we're talking rough. If you smash it, we're talking rough. This is kind of my my nod to a putting course, which would be less mini golf and more natural golf. I think I've sort of achieved that with putting rough around kind of half the hole. We have a dry creek running from top of the course to the bottom. Ronnie's walk through the trees, first tee, blackthorn, awesome staging area where you can scream at your friends as they one putt or three putt the last hole. And there you have it. Enchanted Woods, Quadra Island Miniature Golf is complete. It's complete, baby. Woo!